JSMJ Music.
All right, you guys, welcome back to the channel. This is John of JSMJmusic.com, where we learn music the not so hard way. And we're back with another video on the Modx keyboard, okay? This Modx 7. We're going to learn how to edit our sound, okay? The sound that we want it to sound like, okay? Now, in the other videos that we learned how to create our own sound and also assign the sound to the faders and also do the live set. If you don't know how to do that, you're going to want to check out those videos too. I will have them linked below in the description section, also the comment section, so you can check them out. But let's get on with this video right here where we're going to edit our sound. All right, so the sound that I love to edit is my piano. I love to edit the piano sound, okay? So let's say you have created a piano sound that you like. You've learned how to do that with the other video. And let's go and let's do that. Let's go to piano and let's select a sound, okay? Let's go to CFX. No. Let's get to the one that I like. Let's go to the full concert grand. Nice piano sound, okay? So let's say we want to shape this sound to make it sound like we want to make it sound. Now notice right here at the very top where it has cutoff, resonance, pan, portamento. Over here to our left side, we see this button up here and it says tone. That's where we are, cutoff, resonance, pan, and portamento at the top of our keyboard as well. So whatever is displayed over here is displayed on the screen as well. So make sure you check that out so you can see that. That's, you know, very useful. So like even if the screen were to crack or go out or something like that, for whatever reason, please don't crack your screen. But anyway, in that case that happens, you can still come over here and do it, hopefully, without your keyboard being messed up. All right, so anyway, so we have that. And we can toggle between these different segments right here. Like if we want to go to the effects, like the attack, decay, release, and reverb. Notice it changed on the screen to attack, decay, release, and the reverb. All right. Now we can go to EQ, low gain, mid frequency, mid gain, and high gain. And we can go to the swing, how the sound and the shape of it and gate time and everything that will make it sound. This is how we can edit our sound to make it sound any way we want it to sound. So let's play around with it to see what this does. So we got our regular full grand. All right, so nice as it is, we can make it to our own taste, okay? So here we go. Now we can do the cutoff. Now notice we can use also right here, we can use these knobs to actually change it as well. Now you can come here and press it on the screen and you can use your knob to turn it either way you want to turn it, or you can do the first knob and turn it the way you want to turn it. Okay? So check that out. You have two different ways you can do it, however you want to do it. So the cutoff. See what that does. Okay. I like to keep it at 0. All right, let's check out the resonance. And we'll use this knob right here. So you see how that sounds right there. Keep that at 0 as well. Now the panning, we can go to the screen. Left, hard right. Now, there's reasons for if you want to pan it hard left and hard right, but usually if it's a piano, we want to keep that hard. I mean, well, not hard left or hard. If it's piano, we like to keep it dead center, okay? All right, and we have the portamento right here. Now, I like to keep that at 0 as well. Now, let's move to the next one. All right, attack, decay, release, and reverb. So here's some points where you may want to do some movement, like with the attack. Let's go to it. You may want to create a slow, fast I'll leave that one at 0, but let's do the decay. You hear that? That's what the decay does. And usually I like leaving my decay at 0, but let's do the release now. Now, some people like to do the release at a very high negative number because it really, the touch sensitivity kind of goes away. Like when you touch it. So when you do runs like that, it really, but when you press the sustain pedal, you still get the sustain sound. But as soon as you let it go, it releases. It releases. It goes away. I usually, if I do a release or a negative release, it usually is around like -3. Now, some people like to go a little bit harder than that. And that it's up to you. Remember, this is your sound. You're editing it. Okay, now, what about the reverb? Now, notice a lot of reverb in there. But if we take it out, none. No reverb. We can still sustain. But it takes the reverb out. Now, that's good if you do not want any sustaining sound after that, because if we turn the reverb up, all right, and it's still there, all right, but you can turn it out. Now, usually midway for reverb for me, I can have a little bit in there, but I try to take a lot of it out of there because we just want a straight piano sound. All right, so let's go to EQ, my favorite. Now, this is what's going to really, 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 really shape your sound, okay? Now, notice if you dibble and dabble in studio work or something like that, or engineering, studio engineering and stuff like that, this part you will really understand. Now, if you don't understand how to do the studio work or something like that, and engineering and frequencies and stuff like that, it may kind of, like, well, what is that? But hey, stay with me. Okay. All right. So we got the low gain, the mid frequency, the mid gain, and the high gains. Now, the low gain is the low sound in that piano sound. So listen for it. You hear the kind of like muddiness. If we take the lows out, you hear how they goes away? So you can see what it's doing to the sound. If I add it back in. If I overdo it, let's add it. See how it gets really woofy, woofy, woofy sound. Woofy. All right, so it's got that sound to it when you get the low gain in there. Now, I don't like as much low gain in my keys because I want it kind of crisp. So let's lean towards the negative way. And you can always go back and forth between these. Now, the mid frequencies is the boxiness, okay? The mids, you can hear the boxy sound in it. It's just boxy. Now, watch this. If I take them all the way out. Okay? So you can hear like lows and highs now because I took all the mids out. And so right now we're at, well, the mid frequency. Let me fix that. Let me say that. Let me say that real quick. All right. The mid frequency, because that's different from the mid gain. Let me tell you that. It's different. All right, if you're thinking about a spectrum, okay, for those who do the studio work, remember the frequency is the range of the certain sounds, like the lows, mids, highs. Okay, so in the mid frequency, which ranges from like 100 hertz, and I think it goes up to, yeah, you can go all the way up to 10 kilohertz and stuff like that. But usually your mid range is in the hundreds, up maybe up to 1K or something, 1 kilohertz, something like that. But that creates the boxy sound. So if I go to 500, that's where it was at first, or maybe, yeah, 500. And the gain, the mid gain, is what turns that up. Wherever your frequency is, it turns it up. So if we're at 500, it's probably going to be really boxy when I turn the mid gains. Like if I take all the mids out, you're just going to hear lows and highs. You hear that? You just hear some lows and really teeny highs because all the mids are gone. Now if I add them back in there, like boxiness, like wah wah wah, wah wah wah, wah 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 wah, and that's your mids in the 500 range. Now I can change the range. Like watch, I can change it to 700, and it's gonna create a different sound. Now if I keep going up, it's gonna start changing the sound because I'm attacking a different frequency. I'm turning up that different frequency there. Okay. So if I turn it up. Now, notice it gets more bright as I go up. Because it's really not mids anymore when we get to 10 kilohertz. But if we get to 600, 700, even 900, we start to get that boxy sound. Notice the boxiness. It's real boxy and low when we get into those ranges. So you'll check those out. That's how you can shape your sound. So mid frequency and mid gains, they go together. So you have to move those around together with each other. I like to go maybe to the 600 or 700 range. And what I like to do is cut my mids. That means do a negative number, like -6, maybe even -12. And because I like to pull the mids down because it creates a more mellow sound when you take your mids out of there. Well, not all the way out, but pull them out. So you can mess around with it a little bit. Let's see. I'm liking that a lot because at the 500 range is where you really get some real boxiness, and you want to take that boxiness out of that. So if you want to take that boxiness from the 500 range, you just put it in a negative. Good. All right. So let's say we're done with that. Now let's go to the high gain. All right. So high gain, I like to take my highs up because I really like to hear the crispness, the crisp. Let's see. Really. So I don't like to go too high, but give me some sound on that. So you hear that? So I got some good lows. Maybe turn that, give me some more lows in there. Good. But you hear the crispness even in the lows that comes from your high frequencies as well. And your mids. But then up here you hear crisp. So in order to get that sound, I have -2. I got the full concert grand, -2 low gain, 560 hertz on the mid frequency. Mid gain, I have it at -6, and the high gain at +3. Now, usually I don't mess with the swing, the gate time, or anything and stuff like that, or shape it in any type of way. Most of my sound comes from either the top part where it's the tone, or really it comes from the effects and the EQ. That's where I usually like to edit my sounds, especially for my piano. All right, so that's how you can edit your sound with these over here. Remember these knobs, or you can do it on the screen. All right, if you have learned something, make sure you comment yes below. Would love to hear from you because I want to know if I'm helping, all right? So let me know if I'm helping or not, okay? All right, you guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also hit the notification bell. Make sure you share the video as well. Don't be stingy with it. Share it with somebody else so they can see it as well. All right, make sure you stay tuned for more of my videos. And if you want to see some other videos as well, because I'm still diving into this keyboard, but what I have learned, I'm just trying to share it with everybody, okay, that has a keyboard like this. This also works with the Montage as well. I play on the Montage 8 at my church, and this has a lot of similarities. And I look at this as the baby brother or the baby cousin to the Montage. So, you know, there's a lot of things that you can transfer from this over to the Montage if you have the Montage as well. All right, you guys, this is John at jsmjmusic.com, where we learn music the not so hard way. I'll see you in the next video.
J Music. Learn music, love music.